Hello, good evening to everyone. Good evening. I'm very grateful that you came today for this meeting. Although I called it urgently, I appreciate your flexibility and the ability to reach here despite the fact that I called you in an unusual manner. So, since we are here for this meeting and we are from different departments, let us start with introducing ourselves so that we may be comfortable and know each other as we proceed with the meeting. If I may start, my name is Janviere Dushimire and I'm currently the manager who replaced the one who was here previously. And let us continue.
Okay, my name is Janviere. I'm from communication team.
Okay.
I'm also Julienne. I'm from finance department.
I'm Janviere Dushimire and I'm from the human resource team.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm glad that everyone is here and from different departments. That means we have different ideas, and different ideas come up with good solutions. So we are going to start with the meeting agenda. We started already with the introduction. So the second thing we're going to look at is the issue that happened with our company and why we are holding such a meeting. We are going to look on the rules and regulations of our company, and we're also going to assign tasks that everyone of us is going to do depending on the activity that is coming up. And we shall see also the results of the meeting, and the meeting will come to a closure. So starting with the problem that happened, we recently faced an issue of a manager who I may say was not able to do his duties as it was in accordance, whereby he focused much on his issues, and in the end our employees were not able to focus on what is supposed to be done. Thus the sales went down, and we ended up having a very much a decrease in the sales from 70% per month to something like 40, and you see that's not a very good thing. So as we are going to start this meeting, Angelique is going to take our notes, and then Julienne, you will be managing our time. And I have to communicate that each one of us who has an idea, we have a very short time for this meeting, so each one of us has to know that you have 1 minute when you have an idea or a question to communicate. We also have to make it clear that in case another person is talking, we let them talk and we listen to them in order not to interrupt them during their time to give their idea. Then I think that is how we are going to manage our tasks. Then we want to know. I want to know from you what you think. I talked about myself, what I thought brought about the decrease in the sales. So I also want us to you guys to give me the ideas of how what you saw, because the event happened when we were here. So what did you see caused it, except what I've talked about? Yes, Angelique.
Okay. I have an idea about what caused the decrease of sales.
Yes.
One is the employees income rate, and that caused they didn't meet the deadline, because of coming late.
Oh yeah, I think that is true. Yeah, just as we know, when we don't come on time, there are very many things that are going to not come out well, and that might lead to the decline of very many things as we've heard about it. So when we are still on this point of coming late and not meeting deadlines, let us remind ourselves on basic norms and rules that we go by within this company. Anyone can give just two and we share about what we know about the rules and norms that govern our company. Yes, Laura.
So I think everyone should respect each other's ideas or should contribute to one another's work or the completion of the tasks given.
Yeah. Yes.
I also think that the employees and the employers should have effective communication so that they can deliver their message. And also, we should make sure that we arrive at work place on time so that we can complete the tasks that we have.
Yeah, yes, that is true.
Another thing is to meet the deadline
Yes.
and to promote mutual respect.
Yeah.
If
Oh.
someone asks you help, you can help him so that you can meet the goals that you set.
Yeah, that is true, and all the norms that you have told me are true, and we really go by them. Only that a few times we happen to not meet what we are supposed to do, but basically those are the main norms that we are supposed to go by as a company. Then, since we know them, I think we are going to try hard and go by those norms. So there is something very important that actually is a main issue that made us gather here. We are to raise a magazine, just as all of you guys know. Every month we have a magazine called Arise Magazine, and this magazine comes out mainly and focuses on the young professionals. We have different professionals in the area, and the magazine comes out to inspire them, to maybe tell about them, what we know, what we think can help them. Mainly that one. We have all of us have worked on the magazine, so we can really know what we are talking about. So, as for the coming for the coming magazine, we are going to divide tasks within ourselves. So as we see, we have not been selling well, and so for this coming one, we want to put in efforts, and each one of us, despite how busy we are going to divide tasks on what we are going to do towards the completion of the magazine and the selling and everything. So I think for this month the topic of our magazine will be the role of coding in the development of IT among youth. So we know that coding is one main part that can help many youth develop themselves, and that is what our magazine will be focusing on this very month. So among the tasks that we have to do, we have to research about coding. Anyway, what is coding? What do we know about coding? What we are going to tell the youth about coding, and what it is going to help them. Then we also have typing and editing the paper. We have to proofread it, and we have also the task of selling it, because we cannot write the paper and just leave it within our store. We have to sell it. Then I'm thinking that Julienne will be in charge of research, just looking at what is of the field, and you bring us information. I thought about giving it to you because according to the past records, you've shown research skills and also analytical skills, which are very important in collecting such data, and which is going to help us. Then Angelique is going to help us with typing and proofreading the paper. Just as you see, she's also our note taker today. I believe she's good at taking notes and also writing skills. Then Laura is in charge of editing and designing the magazine. I think she has always shown her technology skills, and she'll be good for us on this type of magazine that is coming up as well. Then I also think that all of us have the task of selling our magazine, but mainly I saw that Angelique is good at marketing skills, So she's going to be helping us with the marketing and looking at how we can promote our brand everywhere. Then we all have deadlines with the tasks that we were given. Christella, you have, Julienne, you have 3 days to make the research and also bring information that we need from you. Then Angelique, you have 2 days for the typing and the completing the paper. Then, since editing and maybe designing the paper can take a bit long, we've given Laura 4 days. For editing and for the selling part. I think we can sell depending on how customers come. We can just sell depending on how we can't set a time because we don't know who will come at what time. So I'm thinking that we do not necessarily need to set a deadline for the selling. Then that is how I thought about distributing the task among you guys. And if anyone has a question about that, you can please raise it up. Yes, Angelique.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
I have another document, a report that I'm working on.
Yes.
So it's hard to me to complete, to type this long document in 2 days. So I want that you extend the deadline.
Oh, the deadline. Okay. That is understandable. I think if you have something else to work on, then we can give you 2 more days, but we expect that to be the maximum because it is a monthly thing, and if we keep pushing it far, we might have to sell it when we are already typing another monthly magazine, and that will be confusing. So we need to make sure that we fix our work, and we are patient because we have very many tasks. Any other question?
Yeah, I also have a question about the deadline you gave me. You said that's 3 days, so that I can make a research.
Yes.
I would like also to complete it in 3 days, but I don't think it's possible because research requires me to go on the field, and I'm not sure if I find the right people to give me the information in those 3 days.
Yeah.
So I would like maybe to add more 2 days so that I can bring the right information.
Okay. So if we are to add you 2 more days, that means we are going to add Angelique 1 more day because we have to finish this, you guys, in 1 week. We have no time and we have to finish it very soon. So let us divide you the days. Anyway, we need the most reliable information, so we are expecting that from you. And Angelique, we are going to add you at least 1 more day, and we hope we can do it. And if we see that something is going wrong, we can still look for a way to add a small amount of time to that 1 more day. Then there's no other question? Yes, Laura?
So how about producing the magazines? I was thinking about what if we make like 100 copies? And she think it would work because according to the decrease in sales, I think if we make less numbers, we can be able to track like maybe the increase of sales or the increase in customers.
Yeah, that goes with knowing how much we are to sell. How many copies we can sell at how much, depending on the customers. So I think, Julienne, since you're from the finance department, you can tell us about that.
Yeah, as a person from finance department, I don't think that those numbers that she mentioned is possible because we have faced an issue of the budget, and I don't think we have enough money to print those magazines.
Okay. So that means you are proposing to produce how much for this month?
Like 130.
130. Okay. So you think we can produce only 130 copies because of the budget? And Laura, how many had you talked about?
We talked about 150 copies.
Oh, 150. So means you want us to reduce the copies. Okay. So since this is something that we have to decide on, let us ask also Angelique, since you've seen the market and you've seen how the company has been working, what do you think? Which copies, how many copies can we produce for this month?
So for me, I think that 130 is enough, but because we have decreased customers, so if we produce 150, maybe we will not find the customers to buy them. So I think we have to produce
130.
Yeah.
Okay. I also think, I personally think that we can go with 130 because so far we don't know our reputation in the public, so we don't know how many copies can be bought. In the future, if we think, if we saw the market, we can increase or maintain or reduce depending on the people. So that's why I think we've decided on 130 and everyone is okay with that. So another issue is that there is a seminar I was invited in, a seminar that talks about from the Minister of from the Ministry of Health, and we are to talk about issues that concern the youth, and it's going to be a 3-day seminar, and I have to make a presentation that talks about our company, the mission, the vision, and also the importance of our magazine to the young professionals. So I think I have a lot of tasks for this period, and I need to have this presentation within 2 days. That is why I decided to delegate this task to Laura, because you are the last person to have a task. Depending according to the production of the magazine, we will have to wait for Angelique to bring. We have to wait for Julienne to bring information and also Angelique to type it. So for that time, since you will not get any information to edit and proofread, you can be helping me to prepare that presentation, which I talked to you is about a brief introduction about our company, the vision, the mission, and the importance of our magazine to the youth and the young professionals. So I think we are coming to an end of our meeting, and I would like to have feedback from you. How did you see the meeting? What went right? What went wrong? What should we improve next time? And how did it go generally according to you?
According to me, the meeting was good, and we tried to share different ideas of how we can solve that issue of the decrease of sales. But I suggest that next time, if you want to have a meeting with us, maybe you can give us the agenda so that we can also prepare ourselves of what we have to show in the meeting.
Okay, I understand that. Any other kind of feedback? Everyone has seen something. Yes.
Well, I also think the meeting was good. It was focusing on the thing that our company is mostly basing on while improving the production. So but then the thing I was thinking that you can do better next time is about time. So if you are to have a meeting, at least you can send us an invitation like 2 days before, so that you can prepare as Julienne has said it.
Oh yes, I understand. And Angelique, everything was fine for you, and also I said. So I also have a feedback to give you guys. I was impressed by the way you responded quickly, despite the fact that I called you urgently, just like you said, and I'm also happy that you were able to give me ideas of what you think. It was not me talking, but you responded, and I was happy for that. And I'm hoping that what we've agreed here, we are going to accomplish it and do our best to correct the mistakes that have gone wrong in our company during the past time. So thank you very much for coming. This marks the end of our meeting.
Thank you.